Hey guys, it is JDog117 here, coming up with a new video about the main menu settings and other settings in Black Ops right now today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what each setting is, preferences, what my setup is. You'll see what my setup is, and what you guys should do. So, start off by... You're in the main menu, go to options, clearly. Graphic content, and I hope you guys know what that is. This only affects campaign. Not sure if it affects zombies. I don't think it does. I'm not sure about that though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Essentially, if you turn it on, that means that, when you shoot people, their limbs don't fly off. No, if you hit no, the limbs do fly off, etc. I don't know if this removes blood or not. I have never turned on the fact that you should restrict content, so I'm not really sure about this, but if you do restrict content, it'll be less gory, less fun. So yeah, look inversion. That's basically like, I call it airplane controls. If you turn it on, when you push up on the left stick, you will look down, and if you push down, you'll look up, but that's if it's enabled. I don't know why people like that, so controller vibration, you guys know what that is. You want that enabled if you like to feel the power of the guns in your hand. I don't know if that makes sense to you at all. Some people don't like it though, because it can interfere with your concentration, I guess, in gameplay. Aim assist. This is, sometimes people call it newbie to have it on, but honestly, like, for me, it's wall hacks, because like this goes for like Battlefield 2 as well. If you have it on, and you walk up to like a wall, sometimes your crosshairs will start to drag towards, I guess, an enemy that you can't really see, and then that they're there. And yeah, that is kind of newbie, but whatever. Sometimes it gets really annoying though, like when you're trying to snipe. Sometimes I'll turn it off when I'm sniping, but when you're trying to snipe and you're aiming at somebody and somebody runs across in front of you, it'll like drag towards them and throw your aim off, which is really annoying. So yeah, if you're a big sniping person, I suggest you turn aim assist off. Stick layout. There's many different options. Default is, I'm pretty sure what most of you guys are used to. There's Southpaw, which is freaking like ridiculous. I tried it and it's awful. But they're all different, and they all, pick whatever you're most comfortable with. Sometimes I find it fun to play private matches with friends where you completely pick like a random ass stick layout and a random ass button layout, and you just try and like get the most kills, essentially. Well, that's what most video games are for, get the most kills. Button layout. Default is basically the same as tactical, but with default, your melee attack is the right thumbstick, and to crouch and go prone is B. Now, the reason I play tactical, and that just makes melee and going crouch and prone reverse, so crouch and prone is the stick, melee is B. The reason I play tactical is when the first Xbox game that I ever played was at my uncle's house, and I played Halo 1 with him. That was just great. And then I went on to play Halo 2, Halo 3. And for me, I got so used to Halo controls where you have to press B to melee. So, and then I noticed that was the setting for Call of Duty. So now I always play in tactical. And if you guys love to drop shot as well, it kind of happens unintentionally when you stress out when somebody's shooting you and you like clench up. You kind of go prone or crouch automatically. Set it to tactical because it makes it a hell of a lot easier to drop shot. Lefty is what is this? It reverses aiming down the sights, firing your weapon. Melee attack is on the other stick. Sprinting is on the other stick. crouching, going prone, still on B, but it just reverses like the main stuff. Nomad. I think there's a story behind Nomad. I think it has to do with some guy who, I guess he was unable to play with his hands, so he had to play with his feet, and he couldn't. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but he couldn't, stay aiming down the sights. So essentially, Nomad is tactical, but instead of having to hold down the left trigger to look down the sights, you just tap it and it stays there, and then you tap it again to exit out of that. Charlie is more similar to Halo. You throw your lethal grenades with you throw your grenades with the trigger on the left side, and you fire your weapon right, obviously, but then aiming down the sights. So basically, your primary weapon's all on the right side with the right bumper and the right trigger, and your grenades are left trigger, left bumper. Yeah, that's it. And then what else is there? Look sensitivity. This is what I find to be really important. A lot of people keep it at 2. I think 2 is the default. And if you're playing a game and you realize you couldn't whip around fast enough to kill somebody, that's where look sensitivity comes into play. 1 is really slow, so if you're new to video games, I suggest you stay on 1 or 2. I recently taught my girlfriend how to play Call of Duty, and I think she plays on 3 because 2 is too slow for her. But I normally play on 5. I used to play on 7, but the alcohol gets me. No, I'm just kidding. I play on 5 now, and I feel like I'm most comfortable with that. I can play on 10, but it kind of gets a little ridiculous. And the way to figure out which look sensitivity is the best for you is when you're trying to aim at somebody. If you keep going past them when you're trying to center it on them, then it's too high and you should lower it. Player name indicator. This is when you look at an enemy or a teammate. When it's full name, it'll show the rank icon, rank, clan tag, and name. Abbreviated is it only shows their names. Icon is just the rank and the rank icon. And then alternate color scheme is full name, but it's for people that are colorblind. I don't know how that works out, but I think, if it's in a different shade, then colorblind people can, have the normal shade, I guess. Subtitles, you guys know what subtitles are. Campaign, when you're playing campaign, it'll write on the screen what people are saying. Safe area. A lot of people don't mess around with the setting. Essentially, you want to line up the arrows so they hit right to the edge of the screen. And this determines where, your HUD, your heads-up display, when you're playing multiplayer and campaign, I guess. This determines where, all the stuff lines up on your screen, your mini-map and your ammo counter and stuff like that.
It's up to you, Mason.
And you should mess around with that so it's right at the edge of the screen and it's not, annoying right in the middle. Audio settings. A lot of people on internets, I actually looked on the I looked on the internet, and I looked up what are preferable audio settings if you have a Turtle Beach X41, which I have, and I think that's 7.1 Dolby surround sound. Correct me if I'm wrong,
We're running out of
but
time.
they said to raise different things. I think that was pre-patch before, when you couldn't really sound whore and you couldn't really hear people's footsteps. They said to change specifics, but I just like the defaults. But if you have a headset and you're wearing a headset, change the listening level to loud. It'll make it so you can hear all the little footstep details, but it also doesn't. It keeps them normal levels, but it raises the subtle effects. I'm pretty sure the subtle things like the sound of reloading and footsteps and quiet. I think it raises the volume of the bigger things, and I think it drowns out the smaller things.
How can you be sure you know what really happened?
if you are playing with a headset that has surround sound, like I think the X31s and X41s are the Turtle Beaches that have this, you I think you definitely want to play on surround headphones. I tried all the settings to see what was best. TV is just like normal stereo, like you can't really hear the directional sounds. Theater is only if the speakers are external to the TV, but they're like, set up around I guess where you play your game. So if you have like speakers mounted on walls and stuff. Surround headphones, this setting is definitely best if you have a pair of Turtle Beaches, and that's definitely what you want to use. Brightness, people don't mess around with this setting a lot. I find it quite useful when it's kind of tough for you to see people, and at the top it says not visible, and then below that it says barely visible, and then below that it says easily visible. You want to adjust it like to the point where you can't read the top text, and then from there up it like 2 squares. I know that you want to you should have it exact or listen to what it says on the bottom of the screen, but if you have the brightness up by like 1 or 2 squares from where it should be, you can notice a lot more things, and it doesn't wash out colors, like it doesn't make things on the screen really bright. Stereoscopic 3D settings. This only works if you have a 3D television and you have 3D glasses. Basically, you just turn it on, and then for this toggles whether or not you want the crosshairs to be 3D. I don't have a 3D television, so I can't really tell you much more about this, but I was reading things about it, and apparently it is a lot harder to play the game with 3D because everything's a little bit more disorientating. Select save device. This essentially is if you have like an external save device, like a USB drive. You just pick where your game stuff is saved. I know a lot of these settings are pretty clear for people. For people that go to the options right away, but for people that don't, I think these are really helpful. You guys know what credits are. Go to multiplayer, and I think there are more settings here. I'm pretty sure. Options. Look conversion. We went over that. Yeah. Yep. Brightness settings. Multiplayer by default. Load multiplayer by default. This is so great. I love this setting. It's probably one of my favorite settings. When you start up the game, it is so annoying having to go through the main menu and go through the loading screens and everything. So if you want, turn this on, and right when you start up the game, it'll go straight to this menu. So enable that, and you can get right into multiplayer right away. In my next video, I think I will be talking about maybe Battlefield settings. So I will see you guys soon. And one thing I want to ask before I go is, what did you guys get for presents during the holidays? Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, I don't know, whatever you guys celebrate. What'd you guys get? Post in the comments below. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.